I woke up this morning and it was just absolutely beautiful out here as the frost covers all the trees. Isn't this lovely? And I decided that this would be a great day to take a walk in the woods. Which brings us to the story that I want to share today. Rabbi Israel ben Eliezer, also known as the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of Hasidic Judaism in the 1700s, was known as a miracle worker. It is said that when some sort of tragedy was threatening the Jewish people, he would go to a special place in the forest. He would light a fire, and he would say a prayer, and the tragedy would be averted. It wouldn't happen. Now, a generation later, his disciple, the Maggid or preacher of Mezrich, he did not know how to light the fire, but he still knew the place in the forest, and he knew the prayer, and so he would go there and pour out his heart to God, and again, he was able to stop whatever tragedy was facing the people. Rabbi Moshe Leib of Sasov, a disciple of the Maggid of Mezrich, he didn't know the prayer, and he couldn't light the fire. But he did know the place in the forest, and so he would go there and pour out his heart to God, and he was able to work the miracle. Yet another generation passed, and now Rabbi Israel of Rizhin, who was a disciple of Rabbi Moshe Leib of Sasov, he did not know the prayer or how to light the fire, and he didn't know where the place in the forest was. And he said, all I can do is kind of hang my head in my hands and tell the story. Now, there are many ways to interpret this story. Many people say it's about how teachings can get lost as they're passed from generation to generation. Others say, it's about how you can pray anywhere. You don't need a special place in the forest. However, one of the questions that doesn't get asked until my wife Carol asked it, she said, why is it they lose the prayer before they lose the place in the forest? I mean, a prayer, you can write it down, you can memorize it, take it with you anywhere. Well, maybe the Hebrew language gives us a clue, because in Hebrew, the word makom means place. But ha-makom, the place, is the name of God. Now, the Baal Shem Tov used to go out into the forest and pray rather frequently. And to this day, Breslover Hasidim do go out into the forest to pray and connect with God there, because the Baal Shem Tov said that all the plants and trees would join in your prayer. But a lot of other Jews, they really have lost the place in the forest. They've lost the way to connect with God through his creation. And it's true that God is everywhere. But when you go out into God's natural creation, when you're surrounded by trees and birds, and in this case today, snow, you connect with God in a way that's very different than connecting in a book. And so I'd like to suggest that perhaps the reason that the last thing they lost was the place in the forest was because at that point they weren't quite so urbanized yet. But now a lot of us really have lost our connection to God in the forest. And so I'd like to say, go out into the woods, go out into the park, go out into nature, and connect with God through all of the things that he has created. And may you always continue to walk in beauty, joy, and peace.